Hey everyone, welcome back to another day trading recap video. Today is Wednesday the 15th, and I had one of my biggest losers today in a long time. This was nasty. I went from pretty nicely green on the day to instantly red on the day, and I was like, oh no, time for me to dig out of a hole. I think you guys are going to get a big kick out of this trade review, and I hope you guys are going to learn something as well. So let's go ahead and actually go to this trading screen right now and give you guys a good little overview of what happened here. So today I did a little bit more trades than usual. I had 30 trades. Where is it? Where does it show? It shows it somewhere. Yeah, there it is. Total trades, 24 closed, 21 winners, 3 losers. So my winning ratio was pretty good today. The problem was I just decided to take a massive loser. Look at this, 7.5% loss. 1.2, almost $1.3 thousand loser. And this is in the Discord when I was like, I took an $800 loss because I was actually up on the day a lot more. So when I took that loss and then I checked my P&L, I was like, oh, okay, like the loss wasn't even as big as I thought. It was still a big loss, but you know, $600 or $400 different, close to $500 different than I actually thought it was. And that was down here with, let's see, it was right here with EVOK. And look at this, I was having a few winners with EVOK, even up here, 350, and then, you know, this, so I was up like $600 on this ticker, maybe even $800, and then just totally whacked and gave it all back. Oh, actually, no, EVOK stops here, so only these. Yeah, so that was... Whew, that was pretty heavy. I can't wait to show you guys the charts in a second. I was luckily able to crawl myself out of the hole though when I switched over to SIDU. So a really important thing is not to look at a ticker and be like, oh, I want to make back my losses on that ticker. I said, you know what? A loss is a loss. It's totally fine. I also sized up. Look at this, $16,000, almost $17,000 in this trade. Of course, it was my biggest trade of the day as well. But I didn't randomly, get into this mindset of like, I have to make back my losses on this one ticker. And I think that was one of the most important parts. I just, walked away, filled up my tea, came back, and I was like, all right, let's see what happens. If I don't do any more trades today, that's also fine. Hopefully I can crawl myself out of the hole. And I wrote in the Discord, if I can just get back in the green, I think I'm just going to go ahead and call it. That's pretty much what I did, although I did a few more trades after the market opened. I sized down, though, to reduce my risk, so I didn't get back in the red. Yeah, so then SIDU popped up, and then I wrapped up the day trading SIDU quite a lot. At first with like, normal size. Here was like a size over 10,000, but near the end, I kind of slowed down the size. Actually, my last trade was a little bit bigger. But yeah, here's a small trade. I had a few kind of hiccups as well. Partial fills. Every time you see like $1,000, it's really like a partial fill. That's really what it is. Okay, so let's dive into these tickers. Let me see if there's anything first that I want to share. Yeah, so today could have been one of my bigger profit days in a while. But yeah, I just gave back a huge amount of profit. So my profit margin only at 36% today, a little bit lower than usual. But my winning ratio is pretty high. I think I would have kept on going more aggressive with size today if I didn't have that big loser. I didn't totally let the loser, throw me off my game. But at the same time, when you're in a red mindset, or like you're one of those days where the longer you trade, the more money you lose, you don't want to size up on those days. And that loss was so big because the position size was on it so big on it that I actually thought my total winners today were much lower. I thought I was like a 50-50 day is really what I was thinking, and that's why I didn't want to size up later, because I was like, if it was like one of those days where I'm trading above average in my total winners, maybe that's a day where I want to size up a bit more. So my brain was a little skewed from that accident, thinking I was not trading as well today, when in reality I just took one really big loss. And there's one more thing I want to show you guys here, and that is my running P&L. Let me just go ahead and open it. Let's see, or actually, yeah, it's my running P&L. We can also look at the calendar, but that's not exactly what I want to talk about right now. Here you can see for June, just kind of wrapping up here. Well, this week. Tomorrow's my last trading day of the week. I'm taking Friday off, by the way. Again, a little reminder, because Monday next week is a holiday. So yeah, this is it. P&L here, I was up 870 on the day, and then in one trade I was down $400 or $500. So this is this is a hectic P&L chart. Yeah, and then I crawled back up, and when I had these losses, these wins pretty quickly here, and I got back to the green. And then at the market open, I just traded with smaller size, and I was able to crawl up from 500 to like 830. So just absolutely crazy. I mean, look at that flush. It is insane. Just one trade. whack, totally wiped me out. So this is going to be a really good one to review. Again, if you guys ever want to just check out my trades, you can just check out the image here. I always upload an image so you can exactly see exactly how I was trading it as well. So let's go ahead and talk about these tickers. Here again, you'll see the same thing. I'm up 833 today. Let's start with the biggest loser. Let's just go right into it. EVOK. I mean, this ticker was so traumatizing for me personally. Getting stuck in that flush. Honestly, when it happened, I didn't really think about it that much. I was like, oh, okay, bad trade. But then I was like, oh, wow, that's actually a pretty decent position size. So I missed EVOK. I missed the front side. I got a few trades on it, actually, as you saw. I was up like 400 or 500 on this one, but I didn't size in. So I missed a lot of my good size on this one. And then as we reached this area, I did a little bit more scalp trading here. On the daily, it was okay. Relative volume could be a little bit more. A lot of resistance around 3.5. It just popped up really quick. So this is one of those classic tickers where it's like really quick move to the front side, and then there is no pullback. It just dies off and continues selling off. The faster it climbs, the harder it falls, or some rough translation of that saying. So that's what happened here. And then this was the really big size where I lost it on. Crawls up. And first, actually, this was a nice win. This was like the $300 win. I was like, it's a little weak here in this area. Pulls back one last time. I actually start sizing at 3.8 was my first size. You'll actually see that here as well. So if we just go to this trade, look at it more closely, you'll see my first, a lot of trades here on this one. Well, these are all entries. So sometimes I'll go in with like, let's say 1,000 shares, but it'll execute 500. Or it starts here. So I'll go in with 1,000 shares, and it'll just be like 500, 300, 100, 100, 9. So it's like the way TOS executes it. So it just puts in all of them. That's why there's a lot of transactions for this one trade. So yeah, I had entry at 3. Yeah, so even one at 381. So I was really buying this one high at 381, way up here. Yeah. Oh, actually, let me go to my trading screen here. It's be a little bit better. But you guys didn't really miss much. So yeah, whew. And then at 381, that's right up here is where I traded this one. And then just look at this, whack. I got stuck in the whole flush. I sold it like 45, which was near the perfect low here. So I wrote that whole entire move down pretty bad. I guess the only thing I could have done here was reduce some of my risk. I mean, there's not that much upside potential. It already had a lot of these fake moves. This one failed here. It wasn't like an A+ setup. If you look to the left, technically this is in a little range here, so we're no longer on a clean front side. So I took a lot of risk on like maybe a C quality setup at best. So I think maybe a B quality setup at best. So yeah, too much risk here, especially relative to everything else. If I just did this trade with like $10,000 or like $5,000 to $10,000, it would have been totally fine. But that was hectic. You could see I tried to trade this one a few more times. I even did a ranging trade here. It flushed down here. I entered on the flush, and then I sold on a quick bounce. But yeah, I never really was able to get back mentally in the green on EVOK, and that's fine because then SIDU popped up, and then I started trading SIDU. So let's go to this one, and actually SIDU is pumping right now. Let's actually look at that. Really nice. Look at this pump. I don't really want to trade it because, like I said in the Discord earlier, if I get back on the green on the day, I actually want to call it. And like the fact that I ended the day here, literally pretty much where I was before I gave it all back is crazy. So I've kind of like double topped it, and the last thing I want to do right now is give back my trades. Not to mention, I mean, hear what I'm saying. I'm literally talking about my price action like it's a stock. So that's a bad sign. So anytime I start thinking about my personal P&L like it's a stock, that's not good, because I'm thinking about my P&L and I'm no longer thinking about the stocks in front of me. So if I enter a trade, I'm like, oh no, I just gave back profits. Like, it's never a good place to be. So that's usually, wow, look at that flush. So wow, that's just devastating. So I'm happy I didn't trade that. SIDU though, the problem with SIDU for me personally was like the daily was just probably full of bags. Look at all these, failed pops to the upside. This is a one-day popper, and then it sells off. It does have a nice shares outstanding and a low market cap. So these are numbers I like to see. So 17 million shares and 53 million market cap. Relative volume, pretty okay, I guess, relative to these days. Kind of similar to its former spike day. And we were just busting through these resistance zones. So 5 minute was pretty fun. And then, so yeah, I just had my big loser. 9 o'clock runs around. SIDU pops up like 100% in like 2 candles. And I'm like, all right, let's go. I didn't trade it till it was back over 2.6. So we had a breakout here. I bought this pullback. And mind you, I just had a huge loss. So I'm happy that I wasn't timid. Look at this. I trade this one, boom, right away. 6,000 shares on this one. So that's over a $10,000 position size. I trade this one, get aggressive on it. I make some profits here. I actually missed the big move, but I got a really nice one here. This was like a 5%, 4 or 5% win. It's hard to say, but so yeah, I still had no home run trades after that big loss, but I was able to dig myself out of the hole just by managing my risk, taking base hits, and trying to be level-headed. If I felt a little bit more confident on the day, I would have sized up here in this area, but I was a little bit, in risk management defensive mode at this point. So I did a few trades on SIDU here, looking for maybe a move to 3.5, but I wasn't about to push it. And wow, look, it's really selling off now. Really scary looking move right there. So you want to be really careful with these tickers, especially, post 10 o'clock. I mean, we have been seeing a lot of nice post 10 o'clock moves, but oh man, to me, it's just like I always associate 10 o'clock with a lot of flushes and offerings. Okay, BOXD, let's talk about this one really quick here. BOXD. This was kind of a shaky ticker for me. This was a new ticker. The problem with this one is look at the 5-minute on this, or even the 1 minute. Just pops up, sells off, pops up, sells off, pops up again. I have a hard time trading these intraday ranges. I just don't really understand them as a ticker. I have a hard time trying to figure out how I want to trade it. I had a big loss here, actually like a $200 loss. Then it pops up, and then I actually went for a really aggressive breakout trade here and made back my losses. Basically ended the day on BOXD neutral. BOXD down, well, neutral more or less. IMPP, another ticker that kind of like almost a sub dollar. Actually, it was a sub dollar. Had a kind of a sketchy little move pre-market. I quickly traded it and just walked away. I went for this, nice 5-minute breakout. Went for the 1-minute pullback, popped up, took profits, and just kind of walked away. A big reason I walked away so quickly on IMPP is because the big daily resistance. If we just go to the 5-minute, you'll see this a lot better. Right around here, zoom in, you'll see a lot of resistance right in this zone. So when I noticed that resistance, I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna take the pop, but I'm not gonna hold it for continuation. So that's basically what I was trading here in this area. And then REV, this is actually the first ticker I traded today. This was a fun one. It looks kind of horrible, and actually, intraday it was, but the first trade on it was actually quite fun. Actually, I only did one trade. 5-minute breakout here in this area. I went for the 1-minute pullback. It popped up, and I, had a nice little win here, like a 3% win, almost like a perfect entry and exit, which is rare. And decent size too, just first trade 3,000 shares. So, I'm happy I sized up more today, but at the same time, it was a little bit of an emotional roller coaster, and I think I sized up specifically just at the wrong timing. It's a little bit how the cards were felt. I obviously don't want to just size down again just because, I had that experience. It's a little bit of growing pains, and, I'm not going to make more profits if I just don't size up. So it's something I have to do. Let's actually see what my size is at here. Stats for the day. So yeah, my average position cost isn't even that high today. Only 5.6 thousand, which is pretty much if we just go to the whole entire month here, click apply. It's a little bit more today than it was the rest of the month. So, and I think a big reason for that is I have a lot of these partial entry trades where I'm chasing the price, and then there's maybe a quick pullback. I get 377 shares fill, when in reality on EVOK, my other trades were much bigger share size. I mean, compare this trade, 4.7% winner, but only, $1,000 to this one, where it's $16,000. But it's a negative 7%. So it's I need to maybe create a little bit more consistency in my spreads of position size. That was just a little bit insane. So I should be trading on average, $10,000 on my trades, and then the ones I feel more confident in, let's say it's a B or an A plus, or really an A plus setup, and I'm really feeling the ticker, I'm up on the day, things are going smoothly, and I'm really edging into tickers, then I could maybe do a $20,000 position size trade. But having a trade of $1,000 and $10,000, that's a huge spread. It's just unrealistic and doesn't make sense. And then you get in these weird situations where 10 green trades, make you a little bit of profits, and then one big size red trade, gives it all back. And that's a horrible place to be. You never want to be there. And today I was there. So I'm really, really grateful that I was able to come back or come out on the other side green. One last thing here. My good friend who owns the channel Radical Living about Berlin and travels and really just a lot of Berlin and Germany stuff in Europe. We went to a film festival together here. It was a little bit ridiculous. I'm still a little bit don't want to leave the house. I'm like ashamed right now. He dressed me up really good for this one. So definitely check out this video. You'll see me in some really tight black pants if you guys wanna check it out. I think that's all I'm gonna say about that. Actually, I'll leave it in the comments below. First pinned comment. Funny event. That was last weekend. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. I will see you then first thing tomorrow morning for the last trading day for me, but not for the market. The Friday the markets are open, so but Monday the markets are not open. Anyway, thanks for tuning in, everyone. I'll see you then tomorrow. Like always, stay safe and make some awesome trades. Ciao, ciao.